I'm Alice. Welcome back to Men Health 30, where we don't shy away from the truths about men's health, especially sexual health. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that many people find difficult to discuss, but one that simply can't be ignored: masturbation. More specifically, I'll explore with you, is masturbation, especially when combined with pornography, actually harmful to your health, or is it just a normal part of male sexual life? This is one of the most controversial videos ever requested by many viewers on the channel. And just to be clear from the beginning, I'm not giving personal opinions, nor making any moral or religious judgments. I'm simply presenting scientific evidence and conclusions from medical experts. Did you know that, according to statistics, over 90% of men have been exposed to pornography at some point in their lives, and that around 1 in 5 Google searches, about 20%, are related to this topic? If you've ever asked yourself, am I doing it too much? Is this affecting my sex life, my relationship, or even my brain? Then this is the video you shouldn't skip. Stay until the end, because we're going to uncover the real impacts, from hormones and neurology to psychology, and how to recognize when masturbation crosses the line from a normal behavior to a health issue. Whether you support it or oppose it, the truth is, masturbation is a common part of the sexual life of most men. It's not something unusual, and certainly not something that only happens somewhere out there. But here's what really matters. When the behavior becomes repetitive, uncontrollable, and especially tied to pornography, it can spiral into a real addiction. Many patients come to doctors with the same complaints. I can't stop. I feel exhausted, drained, and no longer interested in real life. They're not just describing a sexual habit. They're describing a compulsive behavior, repeated despite knowing it's harmful, which is a classic sign of addiction. And in most cases, pornography is an inseparable factor. When you consume too much pornographic content, your brain starts to rewire its reward system, demanding more intense, more abnormal stimulation to feel pleasure. At that point, it's no longer just about relief. It's a reprogramming of the very center in your brain that controls desire. One of the most common questions from patients is, how many times do I have to masturbate before it's considered too much? Just like with sexual intercourse, there's no absolute right or wrong number. The issue doesn't lie in the frequency, but in how the behavior affects your daily life. When masturbation starts to disrupt your routine, drains your energy, interferes with your work, relationships, or your ability to control yourself, then it's no longer a healthy sexual habit. It becomes a sign of compulsive addiction. When the habit of masturbation starts to negatively affect daily life, making a man distracted at work, emotionally distant from his partner, and gradually disconnected from his social circle, then it's no longer just a personal act. That's when we cross into another territory: masturbation addiction. And the most important characteristic to identify this is loss of control. Many patients say they're fully aware of the harm, they've tried to stop, but they keep falling back into the same behavior, helplessly. It's that repeated urge, happening even when they don't want it, combined with the long-term consequences in their personal life, that becomes the clearest sign of addiction. So, what exactly happens when masturbation is tied to pornography? The biggest issue lies in this. The level of stimulation that porn provides is nearly impossible to recreate in real life. This industry is designed to shock, with sensational visuals, unrealistic scenarios, and an exaggerated frequency of sexual acts. Over time, the viewer's brain adapts to this heightened level of stimulation, and the result is this: real-life experiences with a partner with real emotions start to feel too normal, no longer enough to spark arousal. Many patients begin masturbating excessively, over and over, because only pornography can provide the level of satisfaction their brain has become used to. Gradually, they become desensitized to their own bodies, and when they engage in real sexual activity, they struggle to reach orgasm or can't ejaculate at all. This condition has been documented in research and is known as porn-induced delayed ejaculation. In other words, the brain has been reprogrammed to respond only to what's not real. Ironically, the effects don't only go in the direction of numbness. Sometimes, it's the exact opposite. Some patients become so accustomed to virtual stimulation that, when they enter a real-life sexual experience with a partner, they feel awkward, overly tense, and even lose control over their physiological responses. And the result? Premature ejaculation, inability to control rhythm, and a complete loss of genuine connection during intimacy. These are very real and very common consequences when the brain has been conditioned by unrealistic experiences from pornographic content. Another silent yet persistent consequence is the feeling of guilt. Many patients don't just feel ashamed of their repeated masturbation, they also blame themselves for being unable to control the urges within. This feeling doesn't stay confined to their thoughts. It seeps into their daily life, making them lose focus at work, grow distant from loved ones, and constantly feel dissatisfied with themselves. What's more troubling is that, even though they're fully aware the behavior is harmful, they still can't stop. And that very inner conflict continues to fuel the cycle: guilt, helplessness, relapse. Over time, this can lead to chronic anxiety, loss of self-confidence, and underlying psychological disorders. This issue is not just a matter of personal opinion. It has been supported by numerous scientific studies and peer-reviewed medical theses. All of them point to one consistent conclusion: excessive sexual stimulation, especially when linked to pornography dependence, can cause both physical and psychological harm. These damages are sometimes temporary, but not uncommonly, they can become long-lasting, even permanent. So, if you or someone you know feels out of control and unable to stop masturbating despite knowing the consequences, then it's time to seek professional help. Don't hesitate to reach out to a urologist or a sexual health specialist, trained professionals who can help guide you step by step toward restoring balance. In many cases, treatment may also require a multidisciplinary approach, involving mental health professionals or behavioral therapists, not just to treat the symptoms, but to address the deeper root causes from within. And if you're looking for a safe, natural way to restore your intimate health, this might be the solution you've been searching for. A recent discovery has already helped thousands of men improve their sexual performance and regain confidence, all without medication or invasive procedures. The best part? This method is 100% natural and takes only 7 seconds a day to apply. Don't underestimate this small step, because it could be the beginning of the biggest transformation you've ever experienced. Back to the video. Lately, the NoFap movement has been gaining a lot of attention. This is a growing community that encourages men to quit masturbation and give up pornography, with the goal of restoring energy, sexual health, and mental focus. The theory behind NoFap is spreading rapidly in the US, and while it remains controversial, it has become a content industry of its own, with millions of followers. Of course, this is a complex topic that deserves to be viewed from multiple angles, and I'll explore it in more depth in an upcoming video. But one thing is clear: for many men trying to regain control of their habits, NoFap has proven to be a powerful support tool. If you found today's video helpful, or know someone who might benefit from this information, please share it. Sometimes, a quiet share can be a meaningful act of help. Don't forget to subscribe to Men Health 30 and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any future content on men's health. I'm Alice. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.